watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another AOLL Cup Series race here tonight. I'll be your host tonight, Larry Patrick. We are live from Talladega Superspeedway. Looking forward to a great race here tonight. The guys here in the AOLL will be taking on this massive track very fast. A lot of close racing. It's going to make for a lot of fun here tonight. Right now, if you just give me 1 second, I am currently adjusting my stuff around. We're taking a look here at qualifying right now. We've got Stephen Dominy here in the number 26 Palmetto Racing Ford out. There is a little trick here when it comes to qualifying. What you're going to see a lot of is you're going to see a lot of these guys, they'll normally on their out lap, they'll keep it pretty wide, try to keep it pretty high, and carry that momentum around. Dear God, if I could talk today. And that's kind of your the way you want to rock it. And you may do that for 2 laps, and then you'll drop down low for your qualifying lap. Here's number 45, Adam Wood, and the Monster Energy Toyota Camry. I think that was a Toyota Camry. As we just take a quick look here. Lap starting to come in. 54.15 for Joe Dinsmore. We got a 54.15 for Josh Laston. A 54.25 for Steve Dominy. John Gordon, a 54.45. 54.56, Blake Ziti. Everybody starting to turn in times. Joe really running a solid pace here in that number 95 Dragon Ball Z Ford Mustang. Give him a little love out there in the comments section. DW, say you're going to jump on the laptop so you could watch the racing. Hey, man, we appreciate you watching, and hopefully get to see you out here soon with the guys. And Cody saying wish you was out there racing with the guys. Hey, Cody, we miss you, man. We can't wait to have you back when the time comes, and it's good to see you are going to stick back into sim racing, man. A little sad thinking that you were going to sell your stuff, man. Not going to lie. Chris Passini now, he is taking over the top spot at 54.11. Kevin Haas with a 54.13. That's good enough for second. Brian McFerrin, 54.14. Has him running in third. You've got three guys between Brian McFerrin, Joshua Hanner, and Dan Witt, 54 1-4s right now, have them sitting in third position, fourth and fifth, respectfully. Now, obviously, that 54-1-4, there are a lot of numbers after that. My system does not share that, so I can't tell you the true difference there, but we'll start seeing them coming through here. And there you go. 0.002 difference between Dan and I believe that was Josh Hanner. As these guys continue just to turn some laps here. John Gordon looks like he's done. We got the 51 of Blake Gordon here, Endeavor Racing. Sean Carmody here, Kit Kat, number 40, Endeavor Racing. Adam Wood turns in another lap of 54-1-2, good enough for second. As we have right now, Johnny Edward right now showing the only guy out running laps. Well, good, man. See, Cody said he was a little sad too. He's waiting on a few more PC parts. Cody, what PC parts are you looking for, man? Can always, hopefully somebody maybe out there can help you out. If you don't have them, haven't ordered them or anything like that, man, let us know. And that will do our qualifying here. Let's go ahead. And before I jack it all up like I like to do. Chris Piscini, your pole setter here tonight. Adam Wood, second. In third, Kevin Haas. Next to him, Brian McFerrin. Joshua Hanner and Dan Witt will be side by side in row 3 and row 4. Joe Dinsmore, Josh Laston. In row 5, Carl Henderson and Sean Carmody. In row 6, Ed Springer and Brandon Bernhardt. Row 7, Ross Gage, John Gordon. Row 8, Blake Gordon, Chris Oliver. In row 9, we have Don Warkey and Justin Edwards. In row 10, Tony Pan and Blake Ziti. Row 11, Mike Bass and Johnny Edward. Just behind them, Jason Swan, David Naughton, Kevin Pearson, and Tim St. Jean. And then lastly, Mike Burgess, Kevin Schmidt. This being a super speedway, obviously qualifying only does so much for you here. This is definitely a race that it's going to be, you just want to kind of avoid the big happenings out there. Again, close racing here. We got 75 laps here at Talladega Superspeedway. As they take off now, we're going to have our pace lap going for us. Very exciting. The AOLL TNT series will be wrapping up, I believe, this week. Dave, you might be able to tell me on that one. I'm pretty sure it's this week. These guys are getting ready to move to the 87 cars for season 2. Looks very exciting. And very excited to announce that the Ghostfire Media will be on the call for season 2, and a very, very familiar face that I did not think would be calling races again. We will be seeing this man right here, the number 31, Carl Henderson, back in the booth for the AOLL call. Looking extremely forward to having Carl back in the booth, making the call on the races. I believe because if Carl can come back in the booth and race, I guess I could go back to racing outside of the other leagues that I am racing. So I believe I'm going to make my appearance finally back with the AOLL, running in the TNT series there, and I do love the 87 cars. First race going to be Daytona Superspeedway. Looking forward to that one. Yeah, it's just heritage right there, right? You start thinking those cars for Cale Yarbrough, Dale Earnhardt, A lot of older guys. Already starting to see some paint jobs come out. Take a look at the AOLL Facebook page. Check out some of these guys' paint jobs. Getting a lot of throwback schemes. I know mine's already done. Rockhead Racing, or Jughead Racing. I can't remember exactly which one he calls it now. Did my paint scheme, and I absolutely love it. It is a throwback, so looking forward to that. Pace car is off. We are being led down here by the number 9 Chris Piscini. We are going green flag racing 75 laps here at Talladega Superspeedway in the AOLL Cup Series. As lap 1 complete, Chris Piscini will lead that lap here tonight. Leads him around the first one as that high line looking very strong there with that number 45, Adam Wood. He has been very good in these next-gen cars when it comes to restrictor plate style racing. So we definitely expect to see Adam have a very strong night. He's getting a nice shove here from Brian McFerrin in the number 7. That is a teammate car to him. They're at Steel Horse Racing. You're going to see a lot of these guys here. They're going to need each other, right, to really push each other around this track. Key to this track is going to be the draft. You can't lose this draft. You can definitely hang out here as we see these guys just kind of settling in. We don't see anything crazy right now throughout the field. Double file, pretty much straight back, which is good. Early race here, 75 laps, a lot of laps here at Talladega Superspeedway. Key to this race, avoiding the big one. Generally, it's going to happen. You will normally see this at restrictor plate racing. The big thing here is with these guys so tight like this, it just takes one. It takes one big push that somebody wasn't expecting. Somebody just throwing a little bit too hard of a push and getting somebody sideways going in one of these corners. And with everybody so bunched up, it will send a lot of cars around. We see Adam Wood, Brian McFerrin able to get to that low line now. That's going to allow Adam Wood, he'll lead this lap pretty easily. Now your outside line there is led by the number 99 of Dan Witt, and he's getting a nice shove here by the number 18 of Josh Laston from CCR Racing. I don't know why I said racing there, CCR, closed circuit racing, so CCR Racing. I digress on that one. Sorry, guys. Again, we don't expect to see anything crazy. Josh Laston jumping down there just in front of Joe Dinsmore, getting that all clear, just wants to get down, get into this low line. You're not seeing too much crazy racing going on through here, just double file. Little bit of a pull here from your top, what is it, 6, 5? 5, yeah, Dan Witt, he's going to drop down, but he gets a good run off that draft of, I believe that was Chris Piscini. Oh, excuse me, that's Josh Hanner in the number 2. He gets a nice draft off of him there, and that gives him a nice run, but he does come back up because of that run, and he comes back into that high line. He's now got, it looks like the number 40 of Sean Carmody trying to shove him around this track. That is Sean Carmody giving him a nice shove here. We take a look at our top 2. Adam Wood, Brian McFerrin, just behind them, Chris Piscini, Kevin Haas, and 4th. Kevin having a very strong run here tonight. If you look there in the back, a bit of ways away, what you're seeing some guys falling out of the draft. Now, some of these guys, there you go. There's about 4 cars. Is a bit of the ways back there. They are kind of hanging out. They are going to lose the draft. I mean, they are losing the draft right now. Those 4, it looks like Tim St. Jean, Mike Burgess, David Naughton, and Johnny Edward, and they will lose the draft. But it is a long way around this track before they will lose a lap. The thing about that is that they're just more worried about these guys getting a little racy, something happening, and they getting caught up in it. Obviously, I know I've stated it with restrictor plate racing calls before. If you want to be extremely fast here, the best way to do it is to be in a straight line, in a big line of cars. If you're in a big line of cars, you'll get normally a really, really strong run throughout this race. As we see Adam Wood giving Dan Witt here a nice push, coming down that back stretch, heading into turn 3. But right now, your new leader, the number 40, Sean Carmody, he's getting a great push here as Sean Carmody, Brandon Bernhardt, and Blake Gordon, all 3 teammates there in that high line, just working extremely well together. As they come across the stripe, Sean Carmody will lead this lap. Endeavor just working extremely well here on that high line. And it makes you wonder, right now, those guys are clear. And this low line starting to build a little momentum. Will the Endeavor leave their teammate hanging and drop down to protect both lines? Is it too early for that? Yeah, you don't really have to worry about that right now. We see John Gordon. He's going to take it 3 wide, look towards that outside, dips back in, thinks differently of it. I believe he was trying to make a nice run there and get around the number 13 of Chris Oliver, as he just wants to line up those Endeavors 1, 2, 3, 4 there on that top line. Looks again, decides against it, and he has a guy there not too far back from him. That's another Endeavor car. That's Blake Ziti. So I believe they may be trying to link everybody up together here and start making a run here towards the front of this pack. And they already own the top 3 spots here in that high line. Then a little bit of a break. Now we start seeing them fan out again. Josh Laston in the 18. He starts to come a little bit high. We got 3 wide with Josh Laston there in the middle. He's just on the inside of Blake Ziti. And you got the, I believe that's the number 95, Joe Dinsmore there on that low side. So we're starting to see some 3 wide racing back here in this pack. There's 3 lines starting to develop here. Ooh, we've seen the 50 come down, or it might have been the 2. One of those guys come down, just caught the nose with the 69. We see it a little squirrely now. Justin Edwards, he's kind of hung out to dry here in the middle as they start going back to a 2-line race here. And if you get stuck in that middle with nobody to push, Justin Edwards now able to get down, that's going to hurt you. That's a really hard place to be. You have nobody to work with. You kind of drop like a rock to the back extremely fast. And then you just hope you can get back down and then get some sort of a draft from somebody. Dave right out there, he is confirming, yes, TNT Season 1 ends this week. And then the 87 start, I believe, the week after that. So I know we look forward to that. And again, Ghostfire Media on the call, looking forward to that. Should be a lot of fun and great racing out of the AOLL series as we get to see some of the Cup guys running with some of the guys that are trying to work their way up to the Cup. So you can look at tomorrow's stars there as now Endeavor, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deep there in the front. They all get down to that low line just in front of Dan Witt as Endeavor just dominating right now up front. Endeavor Racing looking extremely strong there on that low line able to link up and get most of their cars there towards the front. I know they would love to be able to get some of their other guys there. I know we have, I believe, Blake Ziti. He's a little bit further back. Why digress? He's actually in 6th right now, so he's going to try to work his way in there. That high line's starting to get a nice little bit of a run. But you know, Blake Ziti, he wants to be up there with his team. And believe we have Justin Edwards as well. Or Johnny Edwards, I believe. I could be wrong. Could be spotting. Looks like he is spotting. I see him in Discord. Don't see him on the track, so I believe he is spotting for Endeavor here tonight. As we see another 3 cars now dropping back a little bit here. They'll start to lose the draft to us. Oh no, Johnny Edwards isn't it? He's back here in this group here, the very, very, very back. This is your 4 cars. They are just away from, they are out of the draft. You see coming out of turn 2, the pack is almost, it was heading into turn number 3. So as you see, they've got a ways to go here, and we got somebody else there. I believe that's Kevin Schmidt. He's lost, probably, it looks like he's lost the draft, so he'll probably fall like a rock, as hopefully he'll be able to pick up with those other 4 cars. It's still not a loss because, again, when it comes to the restrictor plate racing, you just have to have some cars, and you can make up some time here when it comes to pit stops and everything else, especially if we're going to have green flag pit stops. Right now we are on lap 14 of 75. Green flag all the way through. Even has some good three wide action, no incidents, which is fantastic, as these guys are now 2x2. We start seeing there as Josh Henry, he has Carl Henderson just behind him, and then we see the number 9, that's Chris Piscini. So Endeavor on the low line, and we start seeing closed circuit racing there on that high line, the top 3 on each, as right now Endeavor trying to link back up. They got 1 car that just managed to get in there and split them. I believe that's the number 3 of Kevin Haas. That is the number 3 of Kevin Haas. He was able to split them. Oh, and 1 gets loose. Big wreck. And there it is, the big one. As a lot of these cars, they're going. You see them trying to make some evasive maneuvers, trying to get out of from catching anything, catching anybody. A lot of cars getting involved in that one. Let's go back and take a look at what happened. We will, as you see it just kind of clear, you know, hiccups right there. We're going to go. And as always, for something like this, let's go to the chopper cam. As we see Endeavor there in that low line. The 3, he gets a good bump from the 19. Looks like it ended up getting the 51 loose. And from there, it just starts collecting everybody. We see the 18, 51, 58. A lot of good cars caught up in that one. Well, we had Josh Lassen, Ross Gage, Justin Edwards, Mike Bass, Kevin Schmidt. I don't know if Mike Burgess was in it or if he was able to stay clean. But a huge wreck. Brings out the first caution here tonight at Talladega Superspeedway. As we start to see all cars starting to come in here. They'll come in, get 4. Well, I don't know if they'll get 4 fresh tires. To tell you the honest truth, I don't know the strategy here. I know you're going to see guys taking fast repairs, restrictor plate racing. Aerodynamics, huge and key in this one. So you hate to be 16 laps in, already happen to use that fast repair. It'll be interesting to see how many guys use it and how many don't. As we see the number 29, Tony Pandon, right now, didn't just fast repair his car. Winning the race off pit road, that's the number 2, Josh Hanner. Looks like just comes in, gets fuel, gets in, gets out. I don't think too many guys are getting tires here. Tires, again, restrictor plate racing, not really a big issue. Could be more of a mental thing than anything for some of these guys. So you see a lot of guys not taking tires here. Coming in, getting fuel, quick pit stops, and getting back out on the track. What you may see here is some guys, it looks like at least Blake Gordon, he went ahead, took his fast repair. It don't look like Chris Oliver is. But you know, Steve Dominy does not. You got some guys that may not take their fast repair here. They may come in. They may just go ahead and wait the time. It's a big track. Might be able to get the car repaired enough to where they don't see any issues in the draft and save that fast repair in case something else happens again later. So be interesting to see. I don't know why we got a second. Let's go ahead. Let's pull somebody in the booth. Let's pull in Carl Henderson. He is going to be broadcasting the AOL series. He helps run the AOL series, helps admin. So let's go talk to Carl Henderson here. Hey, Carl, it's Larry in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Hey, man, you're having a strong run out there. It's currently showing in third. How's everything going out there tonight?
It's terrifying, man. Yeah, we're having a lot of fun. I was really enjoying that long green flag run, but it's white knuckles right now, man. It's really intense. Side draft's really effective, and the runs you get are just absolutely insane. So you have to be really careful you don't run someone over. But having a blast. Just hoping I can finish on the lead lap. That's really my goal for the night.
Well, that's a lofty goal there tonight for you, my man.
Well, yeah, I haven't had great luck at Superspeedways, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And you made an announcement this week. You're going to be calling the Season 2 of the TNT Series. Give us a little bit of the deets on the Season 2.
Yeah, so Season 2, we're going to be running the 1987 Cup cars. We'll be running at a collection of tracks that were actually run in the 1987 Cup season. It'll be a 10-race sprint, straight points. Should be a blast. Really looking forward to calling it.
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, good luck to you. You guys are starting to get back in line. Good luck to you the rest of the night, man. Hopefully we'll be able to talk to you again tonight.
Sounds good. Thanks, Larry.
And that is Carl Henderson there at Closed Circuit Racing. As we see, the pace cars lights are off. We are about to go back green flag racing. Right now showing one car. That would be the number 96 of David Naughton, showing one lap down. Currently, as they run, Josh Hanner on his outside. Looks like Sean Carmody, Carl Henderson, Brandon Bernhardt, John Gordon, Dan Witt, Kevin Haas, Brian McFerrin, Adam Wood in ninth, and Ed Springer rounding out your top 10. We are 18 laps complete of 75 here at Talladega Superspeedway. Just a reminder, hey, make sure you keep up with the Ghostfire Media page. Definitely catch the Sim 500 and the other leagues that these guys call. I know I got to call the Transverse Series this past week, man, from the Sim 500. Absolute blast. Those guys put on a heck of a show. I've heard great things from the other series that these guys call. So definitely check out whether it be the Sim 500 Transverse Series or, catch some of the specialty stuff that these guys do. They do love to broadcast some random stuff. North-South Race League, another fantastic league. So make sure you catch everything here on Ghostfire Media. Green flag back out. We are back to racing. A huge jump by Joshua Hanner. I don't know if Josh wants to get that big of a jump because he'll get a heck of a run from Carl Henderson as the top line. You see them starting to catch or go around him already. That right there is because they worked extremely well in that restart, teammates, and they were able to stay right up on each other as they are going to look to move down. Dan Witt, he's going to squeeze down too. That's big for him. He was able to get cleared enough where he could get down. Dave Rice said that he practiced the Daytona in the 87 Monte Carlo, and he said one word, squirrely. Yeah, man, I've done a few races in those 87s. They don't like to be stable. They are very, the number 7 is going around. We are going back to caution. Once all my stuff quits freaking out here. Take a look what happened. As you see, Carl Henderson just not cleared enough. Comes up, takes the nose of the 7, and sends the 7 around. A lot of evasive maneuvers there. See the 20 get in the wall. Oh, Blake Gordon. Blake Gordon caught up in another one. Oh, no. Blake just used his fast repair as well, and now his front end is gone. Back under caution here tonight at Talladega Superspeedway. I almost called it Daytona. I'd have been really, really dumb for that one. But anyways, as we were just talking, yeah, Dave, the 87's extremely squirrely. A lot of fun though. Definitely a driver's car, so we look fun, or we look forward to that. Derek Schilling out there. Derek, we miss you tonight. Know he's on vacation out there with Randy. He's out there with Randy on vacation, and they are on a cruise. So, Derek, drink one for me. We see some guys coming down. There's Adam Wood, the 1895, coming down. Probably grab some gas. So we got a lot of guys coming in. Justin Edwards, Kevin Pearson, Don Warkey, Johnny Edward, Chris Passini, Steve Domini, and Jason Swan. So it looks like your top 8 stayed out, and then majority of people there on after came in. And Derek said Randy isn't doing well in the casino. That's funny. Hey man, put 100 on. Let's do 100 on black for me, man. Just one time. Win me some money over there, Derek. Derek out there rooting for Kevin Haas, Ross Gage, telling him to get to the front. Currently, we just do a little check-in with some of those guys. Ross Gage, as stated, he is running currently in 8th. So Ross having a solid run here tonight. Kevin Haas, he's showing in the pits right now, showing in 22nd position. So we'll eventually see him come back. Dave said, glad I'm not listening to the radio. Hey, man. I got none for you, buddy. Got none for you. We do definitely look forward to those 87s, though, man. You're going to have a lot of fun in those. Currently under caution here at Talladega Superspeedway. Your leader, Sean Carmody, and the Kit Kat number 40. I just want to know, Sean, I'm going to ask you eventually, especially if you win, did you mean to run that paint? Endeavor generally runs their Endeavor Racing paints. They do some killer paint jobs. You see ER there on the number 70 of Brandon Bernhardt. Another guy that's been extremely instrumental with the TNT series in this upcoming season. But I know that they just did a specialty race where everybody ran a food-themed car. I want to know if the number 40 there forgot to change his paints. Interesting to find out. I will ask him at some point. We are now lap 21 of 75 here at Talladega Superspeedway. Looking forward as right now pace cars lights are off. These guys are starting to go back double file as we prepare to go back to green flag racing. I want to just say, hey, thank you for everybody that is tuning in here tonight, catching this action here on Ghostfire Media, the AOLL Cup Series from Talladega Superspeedway. Once again, catch the Sim 500 League and the North-South Racing League here on Ghostfire Media as well as the AOLL. So currently it looks like we will have Monday night, I believe, thinking correctly, that is the North-South Racing League. Wednesday nights, Sim 500. Thursday nights, not this week, but the following week, will be AOLL TNT Series. And then, as always, here Sundays, AOLL Cup Series. We will be back. It looks like me going overseas is finally squashed for a little bit. So I died there for a second. I thought I was going to Alabama for about a month, but that got squashed on me like that day. So that's at least a positive that I didn't have to think I was leaving for like 2 weeks. As once again, these guys lining up side by side, as Randy would say, lug nut to lug nut, door handle to door handle, which is funny because these cars don't have door handles. Randy, if you're out there listening, explain yourself. I guess this is like an old school thing because cars used to have door handles. I guess in some race cars they do still. Derek says he's tuning in from the Carnival Mardi Gras Deck 17. Jealous, man. Jealous, buddy. They say, glad you're here, Larry. Hey, thanks, man. Much appreciated. Glad I'm here, too. Glad I get to call this great action as the pace car comes off. The number 40 of Sean Carmody, he will lead them. As always, it is on the lead car, and there you go. He's taking off, getting a great jump here on the number 2. Number 99, Dan Witt, with a not such a good jump. That's going to allow Brandon Bernhardt here. He's going to be able to clear Joshua Hanner and get down, as now Endeavor 1-2. And in fourth there, John Gordon have a strong run here tonight. We see the number 50 back there. I don't see a hood. I also didn't see that car ever take any damage. So I'm wondering, is it a glitch on my end, glitch on his end, or does he just really not have a hood? Dan Witt now, he kicks to the outside, or there to the just underneath the yellow line. He comes back up on the racetrack. Interested to see what happened there. As we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 car, a little breakaway here. As now the second part of this group starting to catch back. You start seeing Josh Laston, Joe Dinsmore, Kevin Pearson, Chris Aller. These guys are all starting to catch here. As right now the top 4 having a nice run. That right there, you see the number 50. He's starting to drop back. So I'm really wondering, I don't think that's a glitch. I think he's got some aero issues now without that hood. And these guys trying to get around him is what it's looking like here as he's starting to drop like a rock. And what we like to say the most here, stop the bleeding. It looks like it's stopped now. He's starting to now looks towards that outside. 3 cars now jumping to that outside. That is the number 99, Dan Witt. Just in front of him, Ed Springer. But they jump down. That's going to leave the number 50 hanging as Ross Gage able to get up underneath him. He's going to be able to get around him. The 50 now gets back down. That is not a glitch. I just seen all the damage on the right side of his car. So obviously did not take a fast repair unless he's been involved in 2 incidents and doesn't have one. So interested to find out about that one. As the group now starts to catch back up here. We see a car. We got a lapper here, very back of the pack. Unfortunately, we see that the number 51, we got Kevin Schmidt, we got Blake Gordon. They are still in the pits. As now there's some train. Oh, the 50, the 18. Another wreck. Cautions coming out. here we go. You see these guys working their way around. Oh, Ross Gage comes down and looks like the 82, which started bunching these guys up. Let's go back just a little bit more. Take a look at that one more time. See, everything happens extremely fast here. So you got Chris Oliver there on the outside with the 18 and the 50 there on that low side. Ross just catches the 82. That gets the 50 and the 18. So if these guys had a faster pair left, I'm sure that would be used at this point. As once again, we are back under caution here tonight. Your leader still Sean Carmody. While we have a second, well, we're going to give it a second just to see if he ends up in the pits. Don't want to distract when they go into the pits. Yes, here they come. So we see Sean Carmody. Ed Springer looks like he's staying out. Dan Witt staying out. It's interesting to see who starts to stay out, but right now the only two cars staying out, Ed Springer, Dan Witt. Everybody else looks like they are following in. Mike Bass stays out. That'll put Ed Springer as your new leader. Now, also know too, will these guys come in afterwards? Will they stay out, lead a lap, duck back into the pits? Mike Bass stays out. Will they then duck back into the pits and then go ahead and get their fuel? Then get the championship points for leading a lap. Not a bad strategy if that's where the route they are going. We'll be interested to see if that's how this plays out. As you see, here comes cars out of the pits. And let's go ahead and let's talk to the number 40 of Sean Carmody. Hey, Sean, it's Larry in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Copy, Larry.
Real quick, I had a question for you, but then I just seen one of the Endeavor cars take a hard left, man. What was that about?
I don't know what happened. I've luckily been up here. I haven't seen what's going on back there.
It looks like Blake just took a hard left straight down to the inside. It said he crashed, and then let's go back and look at that real quick.
Was that Blake Gordon or Blake Ziti?
Blake Gordon.
Oh, I don't know. I know he's his engine was running. There you go. He disconnected, so I guess he was frustrated. He had a rough night tonight.
Oh yeah, he took a hard left, went down, slammed the inside wall, and then disappeared.
Yeah, I think he had some engine damage, and it felt like without the draft, he wouldn't be competitive anyway. So maybe he just parked it.
Yeah, man. Hey, you're having a strong run out there. You've been up front the majority of this race. Seemed like Endeavor's running extremely strong. At one point, you guys had 5 cars there on that low line. Is that the strategy, man, just to get you guys lined up and be able to push each other to the win here tonight?
That's it. Trying to be conservative at first, just make it to the end. Luckily, Brandon's been pushing me the whole way, and unfortunately, I think the incident we had with our teammate was exactly that. We got a little bump draft, and it stalled the car behind me a little bit, and it just became a set of dominoes with checking up.
Yeah, absolutely. How's everything looking out there? How's the racing for the most part?
Racing, I haven't really been in the mix too much. I've been up in the top 5 roughly, but now it's going to mix it up a little bit right now, and it's been good up here. I don't know what it's like back there.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, I see the pace car's lights off. One more question. You're running the Kit Kat car, man. Did you forget to change your paint?
Man, I don't check that option high car numbers, so I'm running all the wrong paints all the time. I don't know. I don't even see my own paint.
That's epic, man. Well, hey, good luck to you the rest of the race, buddy.
All right, thanks, man.
And that's Sean Carmody. And the number 40 Kit Kat. Again, had to ask him about the paint. Endeavor generally runs, as you see, the ER and their wild-looking paint schemes. They generally run that style. I think John Gordon's about the only one that runs something a little different, and that's Joey, his flair right there, that Pennzoil style paint. So Just kind of funny to see them. Again, they run a food theme last week. If they raced last week, I can't remember. They did race last week. I don't remember. My days are all mixing up at this daggone point, but he's currently running a different paint than the rest of his team. So we are lap 28 of 75 here at Talladega Superspeedway, almost at Daytona again. Pace cars lights are off. Your top two did not stop for a pit. It's Ed Springer and Dan Witt. So interesting strategy from these guys here tonight. Be interesting to see how well this plays out for them. Again, you're not too worried here as far as when it comes to tires, but what you are worried about is fuel. So be interesting to see what happens here, how the rest of this race plays out. Hate to see Blake Gordon disconnect, having a rough night here, a go of it. Definitely was trying to capitalize. I know with Justin Anderson being out on suspension, Justin, if you're watching, can't wait to have you back, man. Didn't know if he was spotting tonight. He is not spotting tonight. And we are back to racing number 16 of Ed Springer. Gets a huge jump. He's able to get Dan Witt to come down. That means Sean Carmody hung out to dry there. Nobody behind him, but he's going to be able to get down, and he's going to get behind his teammate, the number 70, of Brandon Bernhardt. So that is going to be good from him. Just behind them, Ross Gage, and you got the 19, John Gordon. Creeping up into the picture there, 95, Joe Dinsmore, Don Workey, certain. Currently running 9th, and in 10th, Brian McFerrin. After that early incident, we see John Gordon. He wants his teammates. He's trying to get to his teammates. He is doing everything he can to get to his teammates, running on the outside. Here comes one of his teammates. That's the 40. He jumps up. He's going to try to give him a little bit of love, see if he can tote him around the number 80, and they are working extremely hard as they go side by side. Ross Gage, John Gordon, as we were told earlier, that the side draft works very well out there. They get really close trying to side draft off of each other as they head into turn one. Sean Carmody continues to try to give his teammate John Gordon a tow here, but now he's going to have to come back. At a certain point, you see they're starting to lose those top four because the top four is not running side by side. John Gordon jumped back in line. Justin Aaron said he's here. Anytime he has the opportunity to listen to my voice. Hey, thank you, Justin. I appreciate you here, man. We miss you out there, and we can't wait to have you back. A week, 2 weeks? Not 100% sure. As right now, these guys are bumper to bumper coming out of turn 4, heading down the front stretch. Ed Springer should be able to lead this lap here, get him a lap led. As we are now 31 of 75 complete here at Daytona Superspeedway. There it is, Daytona Superspeedway. See, somebody in the comment section is going to have to correct me at some point. Talladega Superspeedway. I don't know how many times I've said Daytona and didn't catch it. I'd be interested to know that one. I'm probably going to go back and listen to this or watch this just so I can do it or see how much, and I'm going to drink a beer every time I do it. See how drunk I can get, because I'm sure I've said it quite a few times. But anyways, we are currently, thank you, Dave, correct me, Talladega. I'm going to look at your comment every time I got to say it now. We are currently 31 laps complete. As you see, we are looking back to 9th right now, all in a straight line, trying to run away with this one as we got two groups built up, your top 9 cars. And then just behind them, you've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 cars there as well, all running a straight line. So this is one of them times. Get in line, stay behind each other, and see if you can make a run to catch this front group. And they are starting to, but as you see behind them, you've got 2 stacks, 2 cars on the inside, 2 on the outside, and they will never catch these groups. Again, the bigger your group is in a straight line, the faster your group's going to be. Tail end of this group, Carl Henderson, he's working everything he can to get up to him, and he's starting to catch him here. Once again, the beautiful thing about these super speedways, that draft works super well, and I've heard these cars draft extremely well coming around through here. Also heard there's a bubble, so I hate to burst their bubble. You got to get through it if you want to be able to get back there and really push them. But That second group trying to make a run, trying to get up to this first group. I believe eventually they'll be able to, but right now they are running extremely well as everybody's just kind of calmed down as we are on lap 33 of 75. We'll go ahead, step away for just a minute and hear from one of our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Randy from the Guitar Attic. Can we be serious for a second? Are you tired of being a loser? Can't do anything right? Feel like everyone's coming down on you all the time? Well, there's a way out, and I'm gonna show you. Hey Mom, look what I learned. That's right, pick up a guitar, learn how to play guitar. Automatically you're gonna become a chick magnet. The ladies are gonna love you. Your kids are gonna think you're cool. So what you need to do is come down here to the Guitar Attic, 16725 Ridgewood Avenue in Daytona Beach, Florida, or go to guitarattic.com and buy yourself a guitar and automatically be the star of your neighborhood. That's guitarattic.com.
The AOLL Racing League began racing in the early 90s with Papyrus's NASCAR Racing and has grown over the decades, now racing on the iRacing platform. The AOLL has 3 divisions: the TNT Series Developmental Division for our beginners and those getting back into racing, the Cup Series for our veterans and Class A licensed drivers, the Sportsman Division racing the Gander outdoor trucks with drivers from the TNT and Cup Series. You can catch all of the AOLL action here on Ghostfire Media.
And we're back as 35 of 75 laps complete. As we see, that second group was able to catch the first group. Joe Dinsmore there on the outside. We have 2 side-by-side racing now going on as Steel Horse Racing really lined up extremely well there on the outside. That's Joe Dinsmore. You have the 7 of Brian McFerrin, Kevin Pearson in the 41, Adam Wood in the 45. I believe that's another one just behind them. The number 5 of Don Warkey. He does not. I don't think he is. But he was instrumental in getting these guys, helping getting these guys there. John Gordon now jumps to that outside line, and once again, he's been looking for a little bit of help, a little bit of love, so to speak, trying to get with his teammates. He's now on the outside of his teammates. As right now, that high side line working extremely well, starting to drop that low side line. And look who's starting to work his way back up. The number 50 of Blake Zeedy. You also have Johnny Edward there in Endeavor Racing. He finally starting to work his way back up as well, thanks to that high line. But a lot of guys drop down low. All of the Steel Horse Racing guys, Joe Dinsmore, Brian McFerrin, Kevin Pearson, Adam Wood, all jump in front of Ed Springer. So now that high line doesn't have as many cars. That's going to hurt them. In their cases, they were able to get around the lap car without incident. As we see them starting to fan out just a little bit there. That's the 60, the 50. They come back together, just going through that tri-oval, just coming out. Probably trying to get a little bit of air on their front end of their car. You know, these cars do get hot in this draft here, especially when you're that close to somebody. The front end gets no air, which is where your radiator is. Radiator is what cools off the car. So you could definitely, if you got a little bit of damage there, you could definitely see an issue with that. Josh Lassen showing 4 laps down. You hate to see it. Kind of one of the things, once you have used up the fast repair, it just makes for an extremely rough evening of racing. So you hate to see that, especially this early. As right now we are at 38 of 75, so it's a little over halfway here at Talladega Superspeedway. And while we got a chance, let's go ahead and let's just crank it up and let you guys listen to the sights and sounds of Talladega. as Joe Dinsmore continues to lead, heading down in turn 1 there. Right now, Steel Horse Racing 1, 2, 3, 4, as they are showing some good speed here at the front of the pack. Don't sleep though. Right there, John Gordon on the outside, Johnny Edward. Yeah, so you now have Endeavor. They are starting to link up. Just behind him, you've got all 5 Endeavor cars right there in a row, from John Gordon, Johnny Edward. You got Brandon Bernhardt. You got Sean Carmody and Blake Ziti all in a line there, and they are trying to work with Don Warnke to try to make that high line work. But a lot of these guys staying here on that low line, and that's really helping these, really hurting this high line here. As now Endeavor takes a peek here, trying to make it 3 wide. They may try to drop Don Warnke here, see if they can get around him and try to be the lead group here on that high line. I think at this point right now, I wouldn't do that. I would just be doing everything I can, try to make that high line work and get around some of these cars. I mean, you can dump them once you get up front, but right now, no need for it. 46 to 75 complete. We still have a lot of racing going to go here, a little under 30 laps. Steel Horse Racing continues their strong run with Joe Dinsmore leading the pack, as now you're starting to see that high line just a little bit, working just a little bit as they start to work their way around some of these guys here. They're working their way next to Adam Wood. Next up, they'll try to get next to Kevin Pearson. And they'll keep trying to work their way up here. Now, I'm sure Don Warnke, he has no team affiliation. If he can manage to get a push from Endeavor, he may just go up there and try to jump up in front of Joe Dinsmore. But there's that strong push going on from Ed Springer to Adam Wood, Kevin Pearson, Brian McFerrin. That low line, about the first top 5 cars, they are starting to pull away from the rest of this pack. Just an impressive display here. As the rest of them, as you see, as I stated earlier, the more cars you have in a row, the faster you're going to be. I don't think that they're going to be able to pull away from that low line. Where you see a group of 3, then you see a group of 2. As that group of 3 now starting to catch them, the group of 2 should start catching them. But they're doing so well working in that straight line, that it's really helping them. As you see, 99, Dan Witt, Big Red, he pokes his nose out there. Again, probably just letting that car breathe. Keep that water temperature down. Alabama, he is hot. And these cars get extremely hot being this close to each other this entire time. We've only had a couple of cautions. Unfortunately, took out a couple good cars here tonight. But right now, Joe Dinsmore continues to lead here at Talladega Superspeedway. I said it right, Dave. I said it right. As we head down into turn 1. Again, Steel Horse Racing working incredibly well with each other. It'll make you wonder, will these guys look to control that low line as this race continues on? As we see a couple of Endeavor cars jump way out there. And there you go. They are all side by side. Now John Gordon, he's the lone man there. As now Endeavor starts to come down to that low line. They're really losing this pack here. Not exactly sure what happened there. They just now are starting to bunch up. That means John Gordon, he'll jump down, I'm sure. Once he knows, hey, nobody's here. No, Endeavor just comes back up. They're going to try to catch each other again. I don't believe with these lines split like this, they're ever going to be able to catch that lead group. They're going to really need to jump in line here with these other 3 cars. As John Gordon way up high lets his teammates around. But these 8 cars, they're going to have to get together. As you see Endeavor trying to clear them. But they do. The top 4 Endeavor cars clear them. John's still side by side. Carl Henderson right now. He's going to have to jump in that low line there. And they're going to have to run and hopefully be able to catch that lead group. It may be hard though. As right now, that lead group all in a single file line. I mean, you're looking right now top 10 cars in a straight line to Ross Gage. Then after that, you have 11th through 18th in another line. So 25 laps to go here, Talladega Superspeedway. Josh Lassen there on that low area. Be interesting to see, when do pit stops, will they have to have them? Will these guys need fuel? We know that they've been going in, topping off with fuel. Obviously, fuel strategy can always be key when it comes to restrictor plate racing. So who can make it, who can't? When do you come in? When do you not? It'll be interesting to see. The green flag pit stops at super speedway is always a challenge. These cars are going extremely fast right now, so to get them down there and to get them stopped and not get a penalty is going to be key. We've seen some phenomenal pit stops in the Sim 500 league, so I know these guys can do it too. We'll have to see it as they continue to roll on here. Joe Dinsmore continues to lead with 24 laps to go at Talladega Superspeedway. This is the AOLL Cup Series. We'll be right back after these commercials.
Hi, I'm Randy from the Guitar Attic. Can we be serious for a second? Are you tired of being a loser? Can't do anything right? Feel like everyone's coming down on you all the time? Well, there's a way out, and I'm going to show you.
Hey Mom, look what I learned. That's right, pick up a guitar, learn how to play guitar. Automatically you're going to become a chick magnet. The ladies are going to love you. Your kids are going to think you're cool. So what you need to do is come down here to the Guitar Attic, 1672.5 Ridgewood Avenue in Daytona Beach, Florida, or go on guitarattic.com and buy yourself a guitar and automatically be the star of your neighborhood. That's guitarattic.com.
The AOLL Racing League began racing in the early 90s with Papyrus's NASCAR Racing and has grown over the decades, now racing on the iRacing platform. The AOLL has 3 divisions: the TNT Series Developmental Division for our beginners and those getting back into racing, the Cup Series for our veterans and Class A licensed drivers, the Sportsman Division racing the Gander outdoor trucks with drivers from the TNT and Cup Series. You can catch all of the AOLL action here on Ghostfire Media.
And we're back here. Still green flag, 22 laps to go. Your leader continues. Joe Dinsmore just behind him. Brian McFerrin, Kevin Pearson in third. Adam Wood in fourth. Ed Springer in fifth. Josh Hanner in sixth. Seventh, Don Warnke. Eighth, Dan Witt. Ninth, Kevin Haas. And Ross Gage rounding out your top 10. Top 10 cars are your lead line there as they continue to roll along, really setting the pace out here. As your second group now, they've stayed in a pretty straight line for the most part. You see John Gordon there outside of it, but I mean, they are catching this lead group. So because they're able to get lined up, they're starting to catch this lead group. They will catch back up to them. As you see, the number 50 now pulling up to the number 80. Will they have some momentum here because of that gap? There you go. They're jumping to that outside, trying once again, see if that outside will work. All 4 Endeavor cars outside as I believe that is the number 9. Chris Piscini stays on that low line. It is only the top 4 Endeavor that jumped out. Excuse me, John Gordon, he's still out, but he's not close enough to help his teammates out here. Right now, it's working out. Blake Seedy able to work his way side by side with the 45, Adam Wood. That's up to 4th as the Endeavor, top 4 Endeavor, 4 Endeavor cars all on the top there. John Gordon, he's starting to try to work his way up here to his teammates. He's now side by side Ross Gage, and it looks like he's got a shot to catch these guys here of his teammates and give us a 5-car top line with 20 to go. Oh, and we're starting to see pit stops now. Here comes the 9, the 2. The 9. This is closed circuit racing. 13, 31. All coming down to the pits. Will they get in? Get out cleanly? As you see, coming down into the pits, they are the first group to stop. I believe they may be able to make it after this. Be interesting to see. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them come in, top off the fuel, and they are headed back out on the track. So strong pit stop right away from these guys. Who's going to be the next to come in? There it is. Ed Springer, Ross Gage, Dan Witt. So another 3 cars comes in. Endeavor stays out. Got all 5 on the top line. That's Steel Horse Racing, 4 on the bottom line. A little bit of a gap to Don Warkey. A little bit of a gap to Kevin Haas. So when do these guys start coming in? Now obviously they're going to try to pit with each other. As for Steel Horse Racing and Endeavor Racing, they will try to pit with their team. It'll be interesting to see if Steel Horse comes into the pits. Right now Endeavor can't do it. Endeavor can't jump in. Will that low line all work their way in? If they do, then Endeavor could possibly just work their way down through into there and pit with these guys. But right now, this front, I believe 10, 11 are staying out. So we are at 18 laps complete. Endeavor now on that outside line, continuing on. Big push from Brian McFerrin on his teammate Joe Dinsmore. Everybody once again stays out. They are putting on a strong fight here on that high line. $16 to go. You see these guys, I mean, if they got to pit again, they're probably going to stay out as long as they can, ensure that this is the last pit stop they have to make. Endeavor now starting to move to that low line. They start to drop in, as you see. 1, 2, 3, 4 are down right now. The only one not down. Oh no, 5. They are all down now. So now we have one big long line of traffic here. That is all the way back to, once again, 11th position in line. So again, will these guys try to pit? Or is Endeavor right now preparing for their pit stop? Pit strategy is key here. This is like the great equalizer when it comes to green flag pit stops. Again, can you come down in the pits? Can you come down fast? Can you get the car stopped in time? The line traffic stays out. Endeavor stays out. I believe they may try to pit with this lead group here, and if they do, that may be their best play right now. Steel Horse Racing continuing to look extremely strong out there, holding the top 4 spots. Top 4 spots right now belonging to Steel Horse Racing, SHR Racing. Nobody pits once again. Everybody stays out. Cat and mouse game continues here. We take a look back here. This is Dave Naughton sitting in 15th position. He's up 10 spots. Our biggest mover for the race right now is right there, the number 41, Kevin Pearson. He is up 23 spots up into third. So having a strong run here tonight. These guys continue. Single file line, 13 laps to go. The laps are ticking. We see Ross Gage. He at one point was up in the top 10 right before this pit stop. Now showing in 21st. And in danger of going a lap down. We start to see some fanning going on. Here they all go. Steel Horse Racing. Look at that. Side by side. Brian McFerrin with Kevin Pearson trying to get around their teammate Joe Dinsmore. Here we go, getting into the pits. Who wins the battle off pit row? As you see, not one jack up underneath these cars, which means fuel and out. Fuel and out. Right now, there goes Kevin Pearson, Brian McFerrin, all of the Steel Horse Racing. Now here comes the Endeavor Racing. You hate to see that little bit of a gap Johnny Edward had back there. He may lose the draft because of that. As you start seeing, these guys are already lining up, coming through here. And then Johnny Edward kind of, I don't know what happened to him. Hopefully he's good, but here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 all in line already. So the pit stops really did help fan out that top group. Kevin Pearson, now your new leader, followed by Brian McFerrin, Joe Dinsmore, Kevin Haas, Adam Wood, and Sean Carmody, your top 6. Just behind them, you start seeing the group getting back together. That's Don Warnke in the number 5, Blake Ziti. You got Jason Swan. Dave Naughton has worked his way up now into 10th position. But then it's a long way back when you look for Brandon Bernhardt, John Gordon, even further back. Ed Springer has a nice little group here. That's Ed Springer leading Dan Witt, Ross Gage, Chris Passini, Joshua Hanner, and then Carl Henderson as they start to work their way up. And then Johnny Edward, he's trying to catch up to that group, and I don't think he can. So I think he's pretty much dead in the water. He has nobody to work with right now. A little bit of reprieve will come eventually, but I think it'll be way too late for that. John Gordon, he'll get freight trained, but if he's good, or if he can, he will try to. Here's Blake Ziti coming into the pits, Jason Swan, Dave Naughton. I believe Blake already had come into the pit, so I'm interested to know what's going on, why he had to come back in. But that's going to allow your top 6 right now to really pull away with 10 laps to go. There's no challenge right now, assuming that no caution comes out. This is going to be a 6-horse race here. Pun intended, with 4 of these being Steel Horse Racing cars. You have 4 Steel Horse Racing cars, and then you have Kevin Haas. I believe Kevin is Palmetto Racing. Yes, correct, Palmetto Racing. And then you have Sean Carmody there in Endeavor Racing. So those two, they're going to have to try to work with each other here if they want to do anything, want to be able to get around these guys. Obviously, loyalty lies with team, and that's 4 against 2 with Steel Horse Racing. Now, I am curious. Although I say loyalty lies with team, I am curious that if, say, one of these Steel Horse Racing guys can jump out with say Joe Dinsmore can jump out there with Kevin Haas and, the number 40 there, Sean Carmody, it makes you wonder, would he do it and try to make a run? I mean, your teammates are still going to get a top 6, so would it be that bad? It'd be interesting to see, does anybody do it? Adam right there, he's got a guy in Kevin Haas that's splitting him from his team. So another one that, if it's If he has an opportunity, would he do it? Time will tell as these guys continue to click away laps. Right now, 8 laps to go. 8 laps to go here tonight. As they head into turn 3, coming through turn 4. Kevin Pearson continues to lead. Now, interesting enough, there you see the number 81. That's Jason Swan. He's showing behind Sean Carmody. He is a lap down. He is their last car on a lap down, running in 20th. But that adds another Steel Horse Racing car to the fray that he'll work with his team. I mean, at the end of the day, he has nothing to lose, but he can help his team if any sort of charge happens here. As there we go, we start to see Sean Carmody poking his nose out there. Does anybody go with them? Adam Wood stays down. Sean Carmody able to get anybody to look with him. They all just go ahead, jump down, stay in line. And he looks once again coming out of turn 4, side by side. No, I take that back. Excuse me. He's just trying to get side by side with Adam Wood. Unable to get there once again. Jumps back down in line. Looks again coming through turn 1. I'm interested to know what he's got going on here. He looks like he might be able to get his nose just there on the outside of Adam Wood, but nothing doing for him. He's going to come back down in line. Looks once again, gets a nice run this time. Looks like he is now side by side. Adam Wood, he actually has a little bit, just a little bit of nose in front of him. Will he try to side draft it all? No, he won't. So that's going to cause him to lose again. He comes back, ducks back in under Adam Wood. He'll now makes another charge at it here. Down the front stretch. Goes once again. And he also could be doing this, seeing if anybody will look on that outside with him. Adam Wood, he's side by side coming through the front. Now, there's Kevin Haas. He kind of looks a little bit high, but doesn't do it. Side by side, Adam Wood and the number 40, Sean Carmody, go. Heading down to turn 1, coming through turn 2. But now there's Steel Horse Racing again. That's Jason Swan there on that outside. Now, you see Sean Carmody, what he did right there. He's poking out because he sees an Endeavor car up there. Lap down Endeavor car, trying to get up there and just see if he can get some sort of draft. Not doing. Adam Wood now losing that top 4 because of all this. Sean Carmody jumps back down just in front of Jason Swan. And he will try to remount a charge here, but here's Dever jumps down. That's number 50, Blake Ziti. He gets down in front of his teammate. So now he'll get a little bit of help when he wants to try to make a charge if he can catch this lead group. Adam Wood able to catch that lead group. So we have a group of 5, then a group of 3. And it's one of them being the 81 of Jason Swan. Would Jason look to jump to the outside, maybe just back off those Endeavor guys to see if he can cause them to lose that draft? And Endeavor's guaranteed 4 in the top 5. So interesting here. No, he won't. And Endeavor's making a run here on this lead group. 4 laps to go. Well, there you go. Once again, there's the 50. Jumps out. He's able to help his teammate get a tow all the way up, back up to that group. Jumps out, lets Sean Carmody get back in front of him, and then jumps down in front of him. Now, the 50 of Blake Ziti can give him a push if he needs a push. So he has a little bit of help. Once again, would Kevin Haas go with those 2 Endeavor cars? That'll be 3 on 4. That's a little bit more than even of a fight unless Jason Swan gets up there. Then it'd be 3 against 6. Not such an even fight then. Jason Swan, he's back off that draft, so he's not going to be able to really do anything. We do see an NPR, that's No Pants Racing Team. He is starting to be able to hang with this lead group as he was just got lapped. Now that's the 58, I believe, of Teddy Weichel. No, Mike Bass, excuse me. He's able to catch up to that group, so adds another team in the fray. He doesn't really have a dog in the fight. He's a lap down. Would he be willing to help some of these guys over Steel Horse Racing? Only time will tell. These guys come across the front stretch. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. Kevin Pearson continues to lead here tonight. Now, if a caution comes out now, we should get a green-white checker. If these guys make around 1 lap, that should be race, the ending of it. Now, Adam Wood, he comes out, gets up in front of the number 40. So there you go. You got 4 cars that all went. Now you've got another one looking. There goes Endeavor outside. Endeavor is going to try to put a move here on Adam Wood. Adam ducked back down. Nothing doing. Endeavor now outside. Just 2 cars. Does Kevin Haas go with them? You see the 95. There's Joe Dinsmore. He gets a good run. Kevin Haas decides to go to the front. Or goes with him. So now you've got a line there. That's 5 cars on the outside against those 3 of Kevin Pearson. Sean Carmody now, he's making a move 3 wide as they come through. Final lap here at Talladega Superspeedway as they head down to turn 1. They are 3 wide for the lead here. Sean Carmody on the outside, hanging with Joe Dinsmore. They are side by side. Kevin Pearson working that low line as they come out of turn 2. Adam Wood makes a huge jump. 2 lanes, gets up into that high line. Sean Carmody, he's going to be able to make the move. He is now your new leader as they head into turn 2. Jumps down in front of Joe Dinsmore. Now, he's your current leader. He got what he needed. He got everything he needed from his teammate. It worked beautifully. It worked masterful. He's getting a push here from the number 3. The number 3 is giving him a monstrous push. He's able to stay in front of him, but there you go. The number 3 makes a move. Kevin Haas, he's going to run side by side as they come through. Kevin Haas takes the lead. Sideways, he hits the number 95. Adam Wood comes through. Who just won that? Holy cow, man. What a race. Wow. Who just won that? Right now, timing and scoring is showing Kevin Haas. Wow. I can't believe what I just seen. Let's go to the... Let's go to the chopper cam. Oh, I missed it. Yeah. Kevin Haas won this race backwards. Kevin Haas won this race backwards. That just happened. Incredible. Incredible. He just won this race backwards. Yeah, Austin, you're right. I just didn't. I got in full emotion now, but thank you for saying that. I was a little dumbfounded by what just happened there. I can't believe he just won backwards. Burn him down, Kevin, because you deserve it, man. You deserve it. Well, this might be the first time I've ever been able to talk to this man. Let's pull in your race winner, Kevin Haas. Oh, nope, he's burning it out. Giving us a burnout now. I didn't think he was going to. Hey, Kevin, it's Larry in the booth, man. You got a copy?
I sure do, man.
Dude, have you ever won a race backwards?
Not backwards. I haven't seen the replay yet. That's wow.
Yeah, that was a heck of a race. That was a heck of a finish, man. Did you think that you would be able to win that? I mean, you guys were up there. You had top 6 cars there all on the line, and then 4 of those alone were Steelhorse Racing. Did you think you really had a dog in the fight, or did you figure they would all work with each other to try to keep them, top 4?
I thought I had no chance whatsoever. That's what I was saying there, man. I was in 4th, and Joe pulled out, and I was going to, hey, that was my only chance. I had to go out there. And then Endeavor, Sean, and who he had somebody up there helping him. He was out, made it 3 wide. I was able to get down low, and then coming out of 4, I didn't want to wreck Sean. I got to the outside of him, and it's just super speedway racing, man.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Right now, we're showing your replay. Can you see Discord at all?
Yeah, hang on a second.
That'll work. We can watch it with you right here.
Wow.
So we'll open it up real quick. You should be able to see my screen here in Discord, and we're gonna slow mo it for you there.
Yeah.
So, just walk us through what was going through your mind here.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me get your screen up. Hang on a second.
Yep.
Geez, how do I get to your screen?
So if you pull up Discord, I'm live right now in Discord. You should be able to look, and you should see it in Discord. If you can't see that, if you turn on the
I got you. I'm there.
All right, perfect. So just walk us through as I hit full
Wow.
speed. As I hit full speed. Here we go. Let's go slow mo.
You know what? It didn't even really hard to look like we touched it. That looks like it could be a little bit of net code.
Yeah, it was really close there. As you see, and I mean, just eked it. Eked it.
Wow, backwards. Adam almost had it on the inside.
And he did. I think he just touched you there, and had he not touched you, he might have won it. But heck of a finish, man.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, that's it's been years ago, way back. Feels good to finally get a win. Locks in to the 19 or 18. So yeah, that's good. Feels good.
Hey man, congratulations. Hopefully you carry some momentum into next week over there at Dover.
Hey, thanks guys. You guys do a heck of a job. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Have a good night. Yep. Bye.
And that being Kevin Haas. Now we got to pull in the guy that just threw a comment out there. Let's pull in Adam. Hey, Adam, it's Larry in the booth, man. Can you hear me?
I got you, man. How's it going?
I mean, you run 75 laps for just the excitement at the end, right?
I mean, hopefully we kept it exciting. We had portions through the race where we kept it exciting for you.
Absolutely, man. I mean, we've seen some good 3 wide and everything like that. Nothing right there is going to beat that finish. There's no way anything beats that finish, man.
Yeah, it would. Me being 7 thousandths faster. That's what it would have beat that finish.
As you put 0.002 or 0.007 too slow, man. I mean, did you hit him there while he was backwards going across the finish line?
Yeah, that's right there. I hit both Sean and Kevin right there on the last little bit. I tried to turn left, but I didn't want to yank it too much. These cars don't like it whenever you really slice on the steering wheel. So I gave it a little bit of a tug and didn't give enough apparently. If I could have sliced a little bit more left, I wouldn't have gave them that extra boost and wouldn't have slowed me down because check the speeds. I dropped down a little bit every time I hit them.
I gotta know, man. How's it feel? I mean, I know you love super speedways. You've done really well with them and these next gen cars. I mean, how's the second feel for you right now?
I always want to be locked in. So I mean, if I could be locked in, that'd be great. Then we go forward. But second place is a really great points nights. I mean, when a lot of cars got torn up a little bit too early in this race. So it's good to be able to come out tonight, get a really good points night for our team. I hate it. We are 4 of the top 6 fighting for it, and still horse racing didn't bring a victory home, so that's sad.
Yeah, I made mention of that. I was kind of wondering if you guys would team up there. I mean, you guys, you were 4 of the top 6, and that was really a 6-man group. And then even at one point when it became a 7-man group, you guys had Jason Swan there. So you guys really had the numbers, but Sean was able to get a little bit of love there. And I think Joe really helped him when he jumped out with them. Was there any talks of like, hey, let's just stay in line and let them try to make the move and work with ourselves?
We had plans going on what we were going to do just to ensure that we could have it, and then Blake falling back put a wrinkle into our plans because then he had a teammate to work with. So Blake Ziti did whatever he had to do to help Sean. I tried to block the run, and then they just had too much momentum for me. I didn't. So they were able to get around me, and I kind of stalled out once I hit that fresh air trying to block the run. But so it didn't work there, and then I was kind of behind the curve there on the back straightaway, trying to find an empty hole or somebody to push through. It just wasn't meant to be there. But as we were coming through the trioval, like the low side just lost all the energy, and I dropped down and trying to draft as quickly as possible, and then all hell broke loose up front. And if I could have dropped, if I could have just went left a little bit sooner, I dropped about 12 miles an hour after hitting Kevin right there. So I would have flew by and took it, and probably would have been maybe a tenth or two ahead of him.
Absolutely, man. Well, it was a killer run for you tonight, and we look forward to seeing you next week at Dover.
All right, man. Have a good night. Thanks for broadcasting, man.
Yeah, have a good one. You know, I normally only do top two. We're going to bring in Sean because that was an amazing finish. Hey, Sean, it's Larry in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Hey, copy, Larry.
How does it feel, man? Grabbed a third here tonight. How do you feel about that finish?
Oh, that finish was awesome. I watched it about 10 times already. It was very exciting. 3 wide. I didn't think I had a chance because I ducked out there a few times looking to see if anyone wanted to pull out with anyone. And then I saw Louis started lapping Ziti, so I actually pulled him into this whole thing and said, give me a push. I didn't mean to spin Kevin at the end. It just I tried to side draft him a little bit. I'm glad that he got the win after that overall. But that was awesome.
Yeah, man, and we actually watched it with Kevin there. He even said he thinking it might have been a little bit of net code. You guys barely touched there, but I mean it was a killer finish. And you answered my next question. Obviously with Blake Ziti falling back a little bit, you know, if that was the plan, you're able to get with him and get somebody to help you. Was it a bit of a shock when Joe jumped out there on his teammates, and did that kind of throw any wrench in your plans, or did that actually ultimately help you?
No, that ultimately actually was the plan because I was out there by myself, and I was with Adam, and I kept poking out on Adam just to cool off and hoping he would come with me or one of those guys just to see maybe I was getting around and maybe a guy was getting eager in third or fourth and wanted to jump out with me, but it wasn't happening. Then we approached Ziti, and I asked him if that was him. He said, yeah. I said, jump in line. You're giving me a push. And then I was surprised to see Joe jumped out. We went 3 wide into the turn 3. And me, Kevin, Joe, left, right, left. It was an awesome finish.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Next week, Dover, man. How you feel?
Dover, I think we just ran Dover in the super late, so I haven't really ran these cars much. But overall, it's a fun track. Not much braking. When we ran super lates last week, that turn, I think it's turn 2 wall, caught me good 7 times. So I'll keep an eye on that one.
Hey, congratulations on the 3rd place, man. We look forward to next week.
Thanks. Good hearing from you.
You too, buddy. Have a good one. And that is your 3rd place finisher. While I managed to turn off my stuff here, not even paying attention to what I'm clicking. Just kidding, I didn't. It's been one of them days. Let's go ahead. Let's pull up the results from tonight's race. Your winner tonight, Kevin Haas in 2nd, Adam Wood, Joe Dinsmore in 3rd, Sean Carmody 4th, 5th, Kevin Pearson, 6th, Brian McFerrin, 7th, Carl Henderson, and in 8th, Chris Pacini, 9th, Josh Hanner, 10th, Dan Witt. Brandon Bernhardt finishes 11th, 12th, Don Workey, 13th, John Gordon, and 14th, Ed Springer, 15th, Ross Gage, 16th, Tony Pandon, 17th, Justin Edwards, and 18th, Blake Ziti, 19th, Chris Oliver, Jason Swan, and 20th, Johnny Edward, 21st, Dave Naughton, 22nd, and 23rd, Tim St. Jean, 24th, Steve Dominy, 25th, Mike Bass, Josh Laston sitting in 26th, Blake Gordon had a rough night there in 27th. 28th, Mike Burgess, and Kevin Schmidt rounds out the field in 29th. We had seen some great racing here tonight from the AOLL Cup Series. We look forward to next week at Dover. Once again, check out the Ghostfire Media this week here. They were on Monday for the North-South Racing League. Always some great action. And then Nick Adams will be on the call Wednesday for the Sim 500. So catch out those races, and thank you for joining in tonight. We hope you come back again next week and catch out these other broadcasts from everybody here at Ghostfire Media. I'm Larry Patrick.